experience is that, the age group that prostate enlargement becomes an issue, making passing urine difficult, straining, having a poor stream. At that age as well, the bladder itself is also getting older, and so the bladder function is also less nerve to power the bladder, urinary bladder, less muscle strength to be able to push the urine. Compounded by the prostatic obstruction, the bladder undergoes changes. So here you are, the difficulty with urination or the problems with urination, either difficulty or passing too frequently, has to do with the prostate, and the urinary bladder that has been compromised in one way or the other. So when you put too much water in, then the bladder and the prostate all become angry, and so the urine wouldn't come at all.
Okay.
It's not only water, even alcoholic drinks, it will stimulate a lot of fluid production, and then they get angry. So we say that after the age of 40, or definitely if you have got prostatic problem, then too much water is a problem. Probably 1.5 liters, 2 liters of water a day can be helpful. But if you decide to do water therapy and end up taking 4 liters and 6 and 8 liters of water, then it amplifies all the complaints that you have. And sometimes it can even tip you to getting a retention of urine requiring a catheter.
Fantastic.
So some people will have minimal problems, but they go for a party, they go for an anniversary or a funeral, and they come out with retention from the funeral grounds to the clinic for you to pass a catheter, because too much fluid and the bladder and the prostate, which are all aging and a challenge, then give up. So I would say that less water is preferable. 1.5 to 2 liters a day, probably that way to go.
Okay.